Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we are delving into the world of gangs and crime, with a focus on something not commonly discussed, the incredible women involved. While gangs are often seen as mostly male, it's important to know that women have always played a role in the criminal underworld. In the past 50 years, law enforcement has observed a growing number of women joining prominent gangs and illicit organizations. Get ready to be introduced to 10 exceptionally strong women in the realm of organized crime. These women were driven by various reasons, such as seeking a way out of poverty or pursuing their entrepreneurial dreams. Regardless of their motivations, these women displayed remarkable strength and fearlessness, matching their male counterparts every step of the way. We'll be sharing their compelling stories and offering insights into the lives of these 15 bold women. So, stay tuned. Number 10, Maria Guadalupe Lopez Esquivel. Once a Mexican model and a popular influencer on the internet, Maria Guadalupe Lopez Esquivel became a high-ranking member of a major criminal organization in her country. There are rumors that when she was just 18 years old, she got involved with the New Generation cartel because she was dating one of its members. Referred to as La Catrina within Mexican underground circles, she gained a reputation in the criminal world due to a violent incident she led in October 2019. Alongside a group of armed gang members, Esquivel orchestrated an attack on a police convoy in the state of Michoacán. This assault tragically resulted in the death of 13 officers and the injury of 3 others. However, La Catrina's rise as a criminal leader came to an end earlier this year. During a police raid on the location where she directed most of her operations, Esquivel was shot in the neck. Despite efforts by a team of army medics to save her, she passed away on her way to the nearest hospital. Number 9, Jason Silva Teixeira. Jason Silva Teixeira, one of Brazil's most sought-after criminals, held a dark resume as a hired killer, drug dealer, thief, arms supplier, and counterfeiter. Her connections extended to various cartels and smaller gangs across South America. In 2019, authorities finally apprehended her, unveiling that this 31-year-old had been at the helm of one of the largest trafficking networks in the region. Using a small fleet of private planes, her group adeptly moved substantial amounts of drugs and weapons between countries like Brazil, Bolivia, Venezuela, Colombia, and Peru. Teixeira, beyond her exceptional business acumen, had an unsettling comfort with violence. Reports suggest that she routinely equipped her associates with automatic firearms and even grenades. Allegedly, she gave orders to eliminate over 100 individuals during her criminal career. Her victims ranged from rival gang members and dissatisfied customers to even multiple correctional officers in Mexico. Number 8, Claudia Ochoa Felix. Although her involvement in criminal activities has never been officially confirmed, Claudia Ochoa Felix was widely believed to be the leader of the Los Antrax gang. Speculation suggests that she entered the realm of organized crime through her marriage to Mexican drug dealer El Chavo Felix. Eventually, she gained control over a powerful group of enforcers linked to the Sinaloa cartel. Besides sharing provocative pictures on her various social media profiles, often featuring her accompanied by a group of masked bodyguards, Claudia Ochoa Felix is believed to have been responsible for orchestrating several assassinations on behalf of Sinaloa's leader, El Chapo. In 2019, local newspapers reported that Claudia met her demise under puzzling circumstances in Culiacán. The exact cause of her death remains shrouded in uncertainty, with speculations ranging from a possible overdose to her being targeted by a rival assassin. Number 7, Thelma Wright. Thelma Wright grew up in a peaceful neighborhood in South Philadelphia. Shortly after finishing high school, she met and eventually married a local drug dealer named Jackie Wright. The couple had a son and enjoyed a relatively pleasant life for a time. However, when her husband was shot in 1986, Thelma faced a pivotal moment. She took the bold step of assuming control of the family's drug business. Over the following years, she expanded this operation into an organization that managed the transportation of cocaine and heroin between Los Angeles and Philadelphia. During this period, Thelma became a prominent figure in the drug trade, earning more than $400,000 per month. But despite her financial success, she recognized that a life of crime wasn't the future she desired for her family. After narrowly escaping capture in 1991, she made the decision to leave behind her criminal activities and embark on a new path. Thelma transitioned into working for a nonprofit organization and, in 2011, she shared her experiences through a memoir. In this book, she detailed the harsh realities of the drug trafficking business, shedding light on the horrors she had encountered. Number 6, Sandra Avila Beltron. Sandra La Reina del Pacifico Avila Beltron is another prominent woman holding key positions within the Mexican narcotics industry. She has strong connections to both the Felix Gallardo and the Caro Quintero families, earning her the nickname Queen of the Pacific Ocean due to her affiliations with the Sinaloa cartel and Colombian drug trafficking groups. While the specifics of Sandra's ascent to power remain mysterious, many speculate that her ability to network and her attractive appearance contributed to her popularity among drug traffickers. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, she played a significant role in the import of cocaine and heroin from Mexico. Sandra Avila Beltron faced legal trouble and was arrested for money laundering in 2007. She spent 7 years behind bars and was eventually released in 2015. Her story inspired the character Sabella Bautista, portrayed by Teresa Ruiz, in the fictional world of the Netflix series Narcos, Mexico. Number 5, Stephanie St. Clair. Stephanie St. Clair, a pillar of the Harlem community, was born in the West Indies in 1897. After her mother's passing, she moved to France and eventually settled in New York in 1911. There, she embarked on a series of business ventures and established one of the city's most successful illegal lottery operations. As the Prohibition era came to a close, St. Clair amassed wealth and became a vocal advocate for African American rights. When the Mafia entered Harlem in the 1930s and sought to take control of her fortune, she played a pivotal role in the downfall of local mob figure Dutch Schultz. Stephanie St. Clair faced unjust accusations and was wrongly convicted for her husband's murder in the late 1930s. Despite enduring a 10-year prison sentence, she emerged with her wealth and popularity intact. She lived on until 1969, leaving a legacy of resilience and prominence. Number 4, Maria Guadalupe Jimenez Lopez. Maria La Tosca Guadalupe Jimenez Lopez, upon her arrest in 2012, admitted to being responsible for no less than 20 homicides. She was purportedly a prominent enforcer and a relatively minor leader within the Los Zetas drug cartel. As per her own admissions, La Tosca received a regular monthly stipend for her services, primarily specializing in orchestrating acts of torture and ambushes. Beyond these grim activities, she also engaged in a range of additional criminal endeavors. These included involvement in robberies, kidnappings, executions, and the oversight of multiple drug distribution points located across the northern Mexican state of Nuevo León. Since her apprehension, precise details about Maria Guadalupe Jimenez Lopez's subsequent life have been largely veiled in mystery. Nonetheless, it is a reasonable assumption that she is currently serving her sentence within one of the numerous correctional facilities dispersed throughout Mexico. Number 3, Merlery Chacon Russell. Merlery Chacon Russell, born in the early 1970s in Guatemala, emerged from humble origins. Swiftly, she etched her name into the annals of the nation's criminal landscape and established an entity that would eventually supply narcotics to some of the most prominent gangs in South America, including the likes of Los Zetas and the Sinaloa cartel. As the 2000s dawned, Chacon expanded her operations to encompass the distribution of cocaine within the United States. Her substantial financial resources and an extensive web of connections allowed her to wield influence over the political arena in Guatemala. In 2011, local media outlets reported staggering claims that Chacon had contributed over $2 billion to the campaign of Otto Perez Molina, a politician who subsequently served as the country's president from 2012 to 2015. In 2014, Maruri Chacon Russell eventually admitted guilt to a range of drug trafficking charges. Since then, she has reportedly been cooperating with the Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, purportedly in exchange for a potentially reduced prison sentence. Number 2, Griselda Blanco. Griselda Blanco Restrepo came into the world in Cartagena during the tumultuous era of World War II. The early 1970s marked a turning point in her life, a period that followed a turbulent childhood, during which she endured years as a street urchin. Eventually, she made her way to New York, embarking on a journey that saw her establish one of the pioneering cocaine operations on American soil for the Colombian cartels. In the wake of a drug trafficking indictment, known as La Dama de la Mafia, Blanco initially returned to Colombia before eventually settling in Miami. There, she became deeply enmeshed in the cocaine cowboy wars, which gave rise to a wave of violence and a string of murders that cast a dark shadow over the city. Her ruthless and brutal approach drew the attention of law enforcement, culminating in her arrest in 1985. After serving time, Ms. Blanco was released in 2004, but her newfound freedom was short-lived. In 2012, while engaged in a seemingly ordinary act like grocery shopping in Medellin, the former narco queen fell victim to an ambush orchestrated by a rival sicario, resulting in her tragic demise. Number 1, Enadina Arellano Felix. Enadina Arellano Felix stands out as a prominent figure entrenched in the labyrinthine landscape of the Mexican criminal underworld. Her initiation into the world of drug trafficking began at an early age, with her older brothers becoming integral parts of the operations of the legendary drug kingpin, Miguel Ángel Felix Gallardo. Over time, Enadina's family would eventually gain control over the entire plaza of Tijuana by the early 1980s. Armed with a bachelor's degree in accounting from a prestigious Mexican university, Enadina Arellano Felix didn't remain on the sidelines. Embracing her moniker La Narcomami, the narco mom, she delved into the family's illicit enterprise. Her role as the cartel's meticulous bookkeeper spanned until the early 2000s. However, in 2002, a turning point arrived with the arrest of her brother Benjamin. Stepping into the void, Enadina rose to the occasion and assumed command of the criminal syndicate. Her multifaceted story has been brought to life in the Netflix series Narcos, Mexico, where she's portrayed by Mayra Hermosillo. Presently 59 years old, Enadina Arellano Felix holds the position of de facto leader of the Tijuana cartel. In the United States, she remains a sought-after criminal under the purview of the Foreign Narcotics Kingpin Designation Act. As we conclude our dive into the world of organized crime, we've unveiled the stories of the 10 most dangerous women in this shadowy realm. If you're intrigued by these narratives, make sure to subscribe for more captivating content. Stay tuned for future videos that explore the depths of intriguing subjects.